Hafa Adai, I'm Nick Delgado. Thanks for joining us as we join in on the march on this first ever Pride March happening in commemoration of Pride Month.
Hi, my name is Lacia Casil. I'm the founder and director of Guam Pride.
So tell us, this is history in the making right here. What's it like to do?
Oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. This is the first annual LGBT Pride Festival on Guam.
What did you think was the difficulty in getting this started sooner?
You know, I think that one of the things that really helped boost support of this was the legalization of same-sex marriage. I think once that happened, we've seen the number of same-sex marriages double on Guam each year, and I think that the community realizes that that's going to be a revenue generator, and you know, I think that was the big boost that we needed.
Yeah. And so the big question I was asking a lot of the participants here is about what was it like, in real brief, if you could just explain what it was like when you first came out.
Oh gosh, that was a long time ago, and this wouldn't have happened back then. I actually left Island 22 years ago because of discrimination and bullying and not being accepted for the transgendered woman that I am. Yeah, so I mean, if you look around here and there's like kids, I'm so happy about this. This is really touching me. Walking out here, taking picture with the flag, just being open and being themselves, it's a dream come true.
All right, speaker, so you're the Grand Marshal for this historic event. How does that feel?
Well, that's great. I'm really proud of the large group that showed up. 22 years ago, when I did attempted a parade like this. There was only like about 10 of us, with me waving the flag out of my white Jeep, driving around the park, singing "I Am What I Am." So I'm really proud of the community for coming out today, as hot as it was. But it really is gratifying to know that their support throughout the community.
And a lot of passionate stories we're hearing from those marchers. Whenever I asked them about the time, the moment when they came out, would you like to share real brief what that was like for you?
With who? Who? I never really came out to my parents. They knew it. I've been out since first year in college, and that was real interesting. No, actually, it was my graduation. No, graduation from college, and I wasn't sure how they were going to accept it. I had run for student body president the previous year and was involved in all kinds of stuff, but everybody was good about it, and I was very happy that I finally relieved myself of that secret.
All right, any advice to give to others out there that might be struggling with this?
If they had been here today, they would have seen that we represent a wide group in the community, that we can be anything that we want to be. I, for one, but there have been the deputy administrator of the hospital, the administrator of the court has been out. I mean, we've been at the top of everything. The legislature, almost half the staff is gay, and so be proud and just be smart and work hard and just be honest about yourself, and you will succeed.
And aside from the march, there are also other events happening throughout the month of June to commemorate Pride Month. Earlier, we heard from former court administrator and candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Guam, Joshua Tenorio, speaking about the time that he came out as being gay.
It means a lot to me, actually, to be the one to be the featured speaker for Pride, right? So happy Pride, everybody. And I thought what I'd do is maybe share a little of my story about how I came out living in this community, being involved in government and politics, in a community that has a lot of social conservatism. And I think we saw that in 2010 when BJ introduced the civil unions legislation, and we saw lots of good people protesting LGBTQ people on Guam. I really thought I wouldn't see the day where the pendulum swung so radically that they were having rosaries against our community. And I really thought that it was unfortunate, and I was most concerned about the young people. A lot of people don't realize that the group that has the highest suicide rate are youth, are LGBTQ youth on this island. And it really made me think about the kinds of things that I went through as a young Chamorro man. And so there are a couple of people here that helped me in my own path of coming out. I came out, the first person I would say that I came out to is my friend Rosanna back there, Rosanna Barcinas with the red hat. For those of you who are newer to the island, you've missed some great times with Rosanna. But she was somebody that I first spoke to about it. I think it might have been 1995. And she was going through her own path, coming out as actually, we both at the time were bisexual, you know, I guess that was the thing of the 90s. But later on, maybe about 5 years later, I started coming out to closer friends. And of course, one of the role models that I have happens to be an uncle of mine. It's BJ Cruz. So a lot of people don't realize that when BJ was nominated and had confirmation hearings as a 33-year-old judge right across the street, he had a large number of people leading really rude protests against him, saying things like, you know, he was not fit to be a judge because of his morality or the lack thereof. And people would come out quite energetic, talking about that. And it was, and although it happened such a long time ago, periodically it seems that these things happen where people come out and you see some of the sides of them that you really wouldn't care to see, right? Some of that ugliness. We're seeing a lot of that right now throughout the country. And I think it's very important that those of us who are out, who can be role models, it's important for us to step out and embrace who we are. So in 2000, I'll tell you, so I came out to my mom. You would love this story. I had, you know, had a great time out, and I met her at around, I think it might have been 6:30 in the morning. I crossed paths with her, and I told her, I said, you know, Mom, I'm gay, right? And she's like, what? I said, yeah, you know, and she started crying. And she said, you know, it's my fault because I took fertility pills to get pregnant. I said, you're a teacher, how could you say that? It's not your fault. She shared with me that, you know, as a mother, she was just so scared, right? Mothers want their children to be protected. They don't want them to be beaten up. They don't want them to experience any violence. And that's why she felt bad. But I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out why she thought taking fertility pills to get pregnant was the cause of, you know, having gay kids. I haven't heard that one before. I might blog that so somebody can share it and see if that's true. And I don't think so, but I think it was so important for me to be honest. And so when I worked with BJ, I decided that, you know, I did not want to lie about who I was. There are many people throughout the world, and this community for sure, that decide to make a conscious choice and either stay in the closet or they make worse choices and marry people, right, and have families. And although the kids and the families are certainly not a mistake, but I just couldn't see myself being responsible for deceiving somebody like that. And I think I was watching Oprah, and I happened to see, you know, she had these series of coming out, and I was looking at these people, you know, a woman married for 50 years, and all of a sudden her husband comes out of the closet. And I kept thinking, gosh, how cruel, that 50 years that woman invested in that relationship, and now all of a sudden it falls apart. What's the responsibility for that? I certainly did not want to be one of those people that would have, that I would feel that responsible for having somebody basically live a lie. And that's one of the reasons why I decided that I'm definitely going to come out and live a gay life. Now, professionally, right, in the legislature, you know, we talk about it, my friends, I'm over them. But at the courts, really, it was very interesting because I was right straight up front with the justices and the judges about who I was. Although that issue never became before the court, I know that it was important to have leaders come out, people prominent in the government to be out, so that other people that were gay or lesbian or bisexual or transgender or questioning knew that they could aspire to do things. And by the way, I think that they like to say that gay men always overachieve. I'm probably one of those, always trying to do things so that we didn't really have to address that taboo issue. But I do have to say that it was when I worked for BJ that I realized it really didn't matter. People really didn't care as long as you were honest about it. I think they'd care if I was living a straight life, married, and people knew I was doing things on the side, which, by the way, you're not supposed to do when you're married. So that's sort of my story, my coming out story. Maybe it's not as exciting as others. I did once take my mom on a date with a guy I was seeing to the drag show. That was very interesting. Everybody, I don't know if you're Chamorro, you know what Fumaisinsina is, right? Who can tell me Fumaisinsina? Michael, what's Fumaisinsina? You're from Iran, you don't know? Well, Fumaisinsina in the Chamorro concept is when you go and ask somebody for permission, like usually at the time a male would ask the father of his intended girlfriend or bride to be for the hand. So, you know, this guy that I was seeing and our moms would go to the drag show. By the way, at Euphoria, remember when we used to have full-time gay bars? So my mom was so shocked. She said, everybody is coming up to me. They're so nice. And I told her, I said, Mom, half of the kids in here, they're you know, in the closet. The other half have probably been kicked out of their houses. You know, they're not being accepted. And to see, you know, a couple bringing their moms to watch a gay bar, watching this, it's really like, you know, for them, it's really something. It's something. And then I told her, I said, besides, you wear lots of makeup and, you know, the drag things like that. So that's probably very popular. But, so fast forward today. I am a proud gay man, and I am running for Lieutenant Governor of Guam. And I want to say that my running mate is Lulian Guerrero, who's back there. She's the president of Guam.
Thanks, Josh, for sharing your story. But what about others in the community? How did they come out? Let's go find out.
And we've been together 17 years, and 2 years ago we got married at the Hilton.
Oh, congratulations.
Legally. So thank you very much.
The question that everyone probably has asked you over the years is, how did you come out?
When I met my first girlfriend, I decided that was probably it. So I was working in a medical clinic, and that was all. I just saw her, and that was it.
Any advice to others out there that still struggle with that?
Be true to yourself. Don't be afraid, and reach out for help if you need it. We're all here, and we're all family.
Just to support it. I'm bisexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like for you when you came out?
You know, I was 22. I didn't know. I met my girlfriend, you know, and she helped me come to terms with it. My family was real supportive, actually, so that was real nice. But, you know, I'm married now. I'm in the military.
And, any advice to others who still struggle with that?
Oh, you know, if your family can't accept you, other people will. There's always groups out there that will help you. You know, just be who you are and find it in your heart to be proud of it.
What brings you out here?
I'm gay and I'm proud and I just want to represent my peeps.
Yeah, and it's the first time something like this has happened.
Yeah, totally.
And so, what big question is, what was it like for you when you first came out?
I think a lot of people accepted me, but they didn't really like get it. You know, they didn't understand. So yeah, that's really what it was like.
Okay. So it wasn't easy at first for you, or?
No, it wasn't easy, but like as my family kind of got like used to it, they kind of started accepting, and then I started like educating them on like being gay is not just like, you know, it's not like just one thing, it's all these things. Right. There's not just one type of gay person, there's many kinds of gay people.
Yeah. And so, any advice that you can give to others?
Like coming out or what?
Either that or just others in the community with trying to grasp the topic?
If you're gay, be proud. If you're in the closet, just wait until it's safe enough to be proud. And yeah, just be cool.
It was pretty exciting seeing all these guys come out here, marching and everything. It got me all pumped up. It's really good.
It's my first ever one going to it. I used to go to the one in Seattle, but I like it here because I like how the community gets together and everything for it.
And you were part of the first one that happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so the big question I was asking a lot of people out there is about, you know, their moment when they came out as being gay or lesbian in the community. What was it like for?
Yeah, I got a couple friends that are gay that came out of the closet and everything. They seem pretty happy to know that there's a, you know, parade out here now. Like last year, not so much support, but you know, it's pretty great to see that a lot of people are out here supporting.
Honestly, for me, it was a little stressful because I didn't think that it was okay. I didn't know it was all right yet. And my friend, she was actually pretty outgoing with it, and she just let me know, like, hey, if you are, you are. So I'm bi. I feel pretty comfortable with it. I love it.
All right. And any advice to others out there that still struggle?
Just be confident with it. You know, nobody's gonna judge you for it. People are against you for it. You're gonna find a bunch of people who are for you.
Advice?
You know, yeah, just be happy. You know, do whatever you want to do. Don't do anything stupid. Just have fun. Go out there, go get crazy, go meet new people, go have fun.
And come to these things too.
Wonderful advice. And what would Pride be without a party? I'm Nick Delgado. Thanks for tuning in.
Where the shines to the top.